Hey, this is Igo, and in this short video, I want to tell you about 5 things that B2B buyers want you to stop doing right now. Now, I used to be a former financial services manager and executive, and over the course of almost 2 decades, I've been in a lot of meeting rooms. I've been in a lot of meeting rooms, a lot of deal rooms, a lot of rooms where someone was pitching something, an idea, a product, a service to someone else. And for about 10 years or so, so roughly about half of my career, I was on the buying side. I did no selling whatsoever. I was pitched to hundreds of times, and that taught me a lot about what actually works in pitching and what doesn't. In addition to that, as part of a large corporation, I had the good fortune and pleasure of being around a lot of other buyers as well, senior executives, C-suite executives, people who were in positions of power, and I understood and I started understanding what they value in terms of who sells to them and the mistakes that they see sellers make when they're selling to B2B buyers. So 5 things that B2B buyers want you to stop doing right now. Number 1, not doing your homework. Unfortunately, still to this day, I see a lot of examples of someone who walks into a meeting really having very little understanding of the executive's agenda, the executive's desires, their ambitions, or for that matter, of their industry. According to some research done by Hinge Marketing, not knowing a client's industry is the #1 reason that buyers said turns them completely off from working with someone. The #2 things that B2B buyers want you to stop doing is to not listen to them. A lot of buyers I talk to tell me, Ago, whenever I'm in the room with a seller, they simply don't seem to listen. Instead, this is probably more accurate. They do listen, but they listen selectively. They listen for cues so they can slide in and start launching into a pitch about their product or their features and benefits. The #2 reason that buyers reported in some research done by Ring Group that got them to work with the firm was that the seller understood their needs. The seller understood their needs. Listening openly, listening deeply, listening without judging, listening non-selectively is one of the most core assets that you as a seller can build. The #3 thing that turns off buyers is asking too many questions. I know we've all been to consultative selling, and there's a lot of value in asking questions. In fact, my previous point relates exactly to that. Listen more, ask more questions. But there's also something like going overboard. There's something like asking too many questions. Nobody wants to sit in a room for 45 minutes and be asked question after question after question. In a natural conversation, you wouldn't do that. If you were talking to your wife, your daughter, your son, your girlfriend, maybe you talk to your dog, you wouldn't just ask a lot of questions. You would expect a little back and forth, right? Well, the same with buyers. Buyers want the back and forth. Buyers want, yes, they want to share their ideas. Yes, they want to talk about their troubles. Yes, they want to talk about their dreams and the objectives they hope to achieve, but they also want you to come in with an opinion. They want you to share some of your knowledge. They want you to give examples and tell stories. The #4 thing that I see that a lot of buyers are turned off by is pitching your solution at the wrong time, pitching it too soon, pitching it at an inappropriate time, pitching it before you've clearly understood their needs. A lot of the time I see sellers go wrong in pitching too early, and that simply doesn't work very well. And finally, the #5 reason, and sort of related to the previous one, that a lot of buyers give me as the reason they don't want to work with a firm is because the seller was telling or selling to them instead of collaborating with them. They were telling them what to do. They were telling them which way to go down. They were telling them which solution would be the right one, rather than collaborating with them and discovering together what would be the solution to the client's problem. So there you go, 5 things B2B buyers want you to stop doing if you're doing them right now. #1, not doing your homework, not knowing their industry. #2, not listening to them or listening selectively. #3, asking question after question after question without giving up any information, insider knowledge. #4, pitching your solution at the inappropriate time or too soon. And #5, telling them or selling them on what to do rather than collaborating with them and discovering it together. If you like this video, as always, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to see you on the next video. See you soon.